Hi everybody, I'm Jacky Blisson, Master of Wine.
I'm Igor, Master of Wine.
And we are here tasting Cellar 313 for you, the wines of the Rhône, Chablis, and Champagne. And today we're going to talk about the differences between the northern and the southern Rhône Valley and what they're all about. So northern Rhône, how would you describe it?
It's actually a smaller part of the Rhône in production sense as well, territory-wise. It focuses primarily on Syrah for red grapes and Marsanne, Roussanne, and Viognier for the white. And it's a very different face of Rhône, if I could say that, versus the southern Rhône.
Absolutely. What would you pair with, let's say, a Côte Rôtie or an Hermitage, which are quite bold, bright acidity, quite tannic in their youth, red wines?
It's interesting. I find that Côte Rôtie sometimes, especially with a little bit of age, it's actually not quite as assertive. And I think really a number of proteins work well with that style of wine. Of course, steaks, lambs, flavorful pork dishes as well. But braised meats go well with something like that as well, I would suggest.
Absolutely. And in whites, of course, we can't forget, you mentioned the white grapes in white Hermitage or Saint-Joseph, Côte Hermitage. We have wonderful grapes like Marsanne and Roussanne, but in Condrieu, a very small appellation, is dedicated to Viognier. Viognier is so floral and peachy, quite oily and unctuous on the palate. That's something, all of those grapes, I think, that would really go well with seafood, but richer seafood, scallops, lobster, things along those lines would be lovely. And if you're vegetarian, something like a creamy cauliflower risotto type dish would be delicious there. Southern Rhône, and here, quite a big difference in climate, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's more Mediterranean, and kind of especially closer to the Mediterranean you get, so hence the name of the type of the climate. And the landscape changes as well. The valley actually opens much wider, where like in the north, it's pretty much like a crevasse that, where is the riverbed. And there are some challenges with growing there, like Mistral, for example, but all in all, it's a pretty benign and very kind of welcoming climate for grape growing, yeah, I would say. And the grapes show that, and the wine show that as well.
So we're moving from single varieties to blends in the south. Grenache, it tends to be the dominant grape, with Syrah in a supporting role. Other grapes like Mourvèdre, sometimes Carignan. Famous appellations, Châteauneuf-du-Pape, Gigondas, Vaqueiras, very well known. But then there's that wonderful bridging, all-encompassing appellation of Côte-du-Rhône, which can offer fantastic value. Very warm climate, so you have really, really fruity, almost sort of a baked fruit character, medium to full-bodied, rich, rounded wines, that lovely garrigue, sort of wild, herbal character. And this as well, if you're cooking meats with those sort of spices, thyme, oregano, things like that, it really brings out that character in a nice way. Again, if you're cooking something vegetarian, you're going to want to go with something reasonably hearty, mushrooms, eggplant, something along those lines really work well. And then for whites, sort of the similar grapes here, but also Grenache Blanc.
Yeah, Grenache Blanc. The wine's also reflective of the origin. So they're a little rounder, richer. The acidity just balanced, not kind of like medium, maybe kind of on the lower end. And good persistence of fruit, and showed their the source grapes quite well. So you have a little bit of maybe hay, kind of dried herb, kind of nut element to the wines. And the richness also allows them to pair with richer flavors on the plate.
Absolutely, absolutely, and such great value from both ends of the valley, but definitely at the Côte du Rhône level in white, rosé, and red. So I think we need to get back to the tasting now. Thank you very much for joining us, and enjoy discovering Cellar 313.
Bye.